Alright, welcome to Final Fantasy, the Crystal Chronicles playthrough. Gonna be playing single player. No one to play with, sadly. But I can do this adventure all on my own. Now, the thing is, this is actually the only Final Fantasy game I've ever played. Yeah, I've never even played 7. The one that, everyone talks about. I've never played that. The closest thing would be the Kingdom Hearts series, which have become more and more Final Fantasy-esque with each sequel, so close enough. Yep, but now we get to start with a nice song. But yeah, so basically this is kind of for those who don't know about this game, really, it doesn't really follow kind of like the main. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it because it's not really related to any of the other games, aside from the sequel Crystal Chronicle games, which I've never played, honestly, so I don't really know what they're about. But this kind of takes place in its own little world where basically the world is covered in a dark, not really dark, but poisonous, toxic, evil miasma. And caravans have to go along the world with these special crystals that will empower the bigger crystals of these towns, which will allow protection from the miasma, or else they'll all, fucking die, basically. And that's about the gist of it, really. It's not really any more complex than that. And you get 4 races to choose from here. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how. I don't know if any of these races appear in other Final Fantasy games. I watched a playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. That's that and Kingdom Hearts. That's basically my my only real knowledge. That's where my knowledge of the Final Fantasy series ends, outside of this game. So I'm not gonna pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I do like this game. I've never actually beaten this game, to be honest. I got into the last level, but I've never beaten it. So I'm gonna look forward to being able to do that. And that girl over there, not this one, but the one before, the what are they called? I forgot what the human races are called. She really needs to put on more clothes. Tisk. Oh yeah, it's pretty simple. Go to each level. You got a world map. You go to each level, collect the little drops of Myrrh, I think it's called. Pretty sure. Yeah, Myrrh. Right. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know why I'm so lost right now. I guess it's just a song. It's so beautiful and gorgeous and something. So I don't know, how the hell do fish and plants survive in the miasma anyway? Seems to only be poisonous to humans, which is odd when you think about it. Or humanoids, rather. Yep, there's one of the trees. Need to get the drop of Myrrh so we can fill the chalice. Yeah. So I guess it's only the humanoids that are really affected by the miasma, because nothing else really seems to be bothered by it. I mean, all the monsters you encounter, plants, fish, birds, everything else seems to be immune. What's the deal with that? Now that I think about it, never really stopped to consider that. Yes, I've been waiting long enough for this song to end. Could we please get along with the main playthrough? Thank you. I've waited and I saw. Now I'm ready. Oh, okay. Well, I haven't really had any adventures yet, but... Oh, title drop! Woo! Title drop! That was fast. Alright, roll the credits. We're done here. I'm done. Alright, see you guys. I'm done with this. I didn't bother to come up with a new name. I'm just gonna keep it as Tippa. Tippa? I don't know. I always thought it was called Tippa. So I'm just gonna call it that. Ooh. Opening right into the middle of the book. Yeah, Myrrh. I assume that's how it's pronounced. Wait, is that like the real Myrrh in real life? Is it spelled the same way as real life Myrrh? I don't really know. I don't know how Myrrh is spelled. I don't fucking know, man. Now, of course, yeah. So I always choose this one race here every time I play the game, because I just like well, they're my favorite. They're the most like, yeah, the Yukes. is the one I always pick. Because I like their designs the most. And I always like the Black Mage one's my favorite. And according to the guidebook, I actually have a physical copy of the guidebook. They say that the blacksmith is probably the most useful family. But the thing is, you can start a new slot for each, one of the other 8 slots. And if you make a caravaner and have them have a different family profession, like farmers or fishers or tailors, then the town will fill up. Because right now, this is the only family in the town. But by the time I finish up my first year of the game, I'll have the other slots filled up, so I can have a full, bustling town with seven caravanners that aren't gonna do jack shit. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really think about my name very much. It just seemed like it kind of fit. I don't know. But let's see, Myrrh. Okay, yeah, that's how it's spelled. I don't know. For some reason, it seemed more like, I don't know. The way they spelled in the game just didn't seem right. Like it was in real life. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But yeah, there's a couple things to explore in the town before we leave. Not really much. Not much, but just a little something. Yeah, but see, oh wait, no. Oh yeah, I do show that all the other houses are empty. Yeah, they're just moogles right now. With their stupid little Koopos. Yeah, why do they say that? Does Koopo even mean anything? I don't know. Do they do that in other Final Fantasy games? I know there's the moogles in Kingdom Hearts, but I'm trying to remember if they go Koopo. I don't really know, honestly. But yeah, there's not too much to explore. Like I said, there's basically this one hidden item up here. And also there's a Moogle nest you can find behind the giant crystal in the center of town. Yeah, it's somewhere around here. There it is. It's a seed. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you have to press B to do stuff. Like pick up items. It kind of threw me off. Because yeah, it's been years since I played this game. Yeah. There's my family, just chilling around, doing nothing. You know, you guys could come with me and help, but you know, whatever. And Roland and his wife are I guess they're like the head of the village. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I like the way that these guys. I like how they like drag their arms behind as they run. I always love that. It looks so goofy. Yep, here's a little Moogle nest. They're all over the place. And you can collect Mog stamps. But they don't really do much except allow you to play video games if you have the Game Boy Advance cable connected to your GameCube or Wii. I'm pretty sure you have to have that to actually play any of these, so it's kind of useless. But I'm going to go into all the Moogle nests anyway. Just so I can show them off, I guess. Show off their locations. But yeah, this game does utilize a connection to the Game Boy Advance, which is the only way to actually play multiplayer. Yeah, you can't just plug in a second controller. You gotta have 2 Game Boy Advances with 2 cables connected to your GameCube or Wii. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Jesus Christ. Okay, now we can actually go on our adventure proper. To actually, go save the town. Yeah. Well, now that I'm ready. No rush, just the fate of... Oh yeah, so, I mean, there's only one family right now, so like, it's not really that big a deal. And of course, I'm always gonna look through my diary whenever you get a new entry. Let's see. Moogle nest. I patted on the bonbon. That's adorable. Yeah. Yeah, but they started from the middle of the book, and that just triggers my autism. Why do they start at the middle? Start at the beginning! I'm just kidding. It doesn't make me that mad. But yeah, so across the road, sometimes at set places, sometimes randomly, you'll encounter, special events. Some of them aren't important, but this one is always set whenever you first start out is extremely important because it allows you to get your chalice Moogle, as I'll call him, who carries a chalice for you when you're playing single player, at least. Because if you're playing multiplayer, you just gotta have one of the players carry it around. You follow a giant rat with a bonbon on its head? You guys are pathetic. Oh well. Yeah, I don't really need a tutorial. I remember enough of the game that I don't really need it, but I do it anyway. But yeah, Mog here. He's the one who will carry your chalice for you if you're doing single player. So yeah, I guess again for people who don't really know much about this game, because I don't really hear very many people talk about this game. It's not a turn-based game like. Well, I think that's pretty clear with the hearts we have here. But yeah, he's also explaining a bit more about the background. I'll just let you pause if you want to read through it, because I pretty much already like explained everything: the Myrrh trees, the chalices, they power with the big crystals, etc., etc. And you get, yeah, it takes 2. So the game works off a year system. Whenever you go to get 3 drops of Myrrh, you pass through a year. And some like areas of the game are only accessible in certain years. There's like one area with goblins, like a goblin cave. I forgot what it was called exactly. In the first area of the game that isn't unlockable till the 2nd year, I don't think. You know, of course, I think by the time like 8 years passed, it like things stop being unique. Then it just kind of goes in a cycle, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's about it, really. And again, like I said, this game isn't turn-based, as you probably could have guessed. Yeah, this is why I like the Yuke so much, because they have the defense, the turning invisible thing. Basically, when they do that, they can't get hurt, basically. Like, aside from the standing in the miasma, nothing hurts them while they're in that state. And I just love it. I like to use it, because it's just so broken. Doesn't matter if an enemy's, you know, swinging at you with their sword or casting a magic spell. Nothing will hurt you aside from standing in the miasma. I'm like 99% sure. Yeah, he's just going over what I didn't actually even like do any combat. Of course, I'm glad it's not a turn-based system. I think it's more fun that way. Yeah, like most Final Fantasy games, it's not turn-based. Well, it's kind of semi-turn-based, because usually you have to wait for the opponent to attack first, so you have an opening to attack them. Yeah, and every level has this little narration that kind of gives you a little bit of a background on what the location is all about. And it's this nameless narrator lady, who apparently is some old Crystal Caravaner from the past, but we don't really find out much about her. But she's voiced by Donna Burke. And she doesn't really have that many roles. Probably the 2 that stand out the most is Angela from Silent Hill 2 and Claudia Wolf from Silent Hill 3. It's probably the roles of hers that stand out the most. I mean, she does a good job. She sounds very wistful. Yeah. So this is the first location of the game. What was it called again? I don't really know this game quite as well as I do Luigi's Mansion. I'm just gonna say that right now. River Bell Path. Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't know this game quite as well as Luigi's Mansion or like the Zelda games, because again, I've never actually beaten it. Though I have gotten to the last level, but that was years ago. Yeah, and you start out with a couple of items, but I don't ever actually use food items, like ever, basically. But that's it for this video. And the next video I'll clear through the River Bell Path. So I will see you then.